Ever sat down to study only to find yourself wasting hours? Highlighter in hand? Check. Notes scattered everywhere? Check. Focus? Zero. Progress? Nada. And every time exam season creeps up, you start asking yourself, why can't I remember anything I studied? Here's the cold truth. Most people don't actually know how to study. They just pretend to. They read, but they don't retain. They highlight, but they don't understand. They cram, and then they forget the moment the test is over. And if that's you, don't worry. You're not broken. You've just never been taught how to actually study like your brain was designed to. But today, we fix that. Because once you understand the science behind real studying, you'll be able to learn anything faster, deeper, and permanently. Let's get into it. Step 1. Stop reading, start remembering. Here's what nobody told you. Reading your notes over and over again. That's not real studying. That's passive learning. It feels productive. Your eyes are moving, your highlighters are working overtime, and your page looks beautiful. But guess what? Your brain is just cruising in first gear. It's like watching someone work out and thinking you're getting stronger. 0 reps, 0 growth. So instead, you need to flip the script. Use active recall. It's the most effective study method backed by neuroscience. And almost nobody uses it. Here's how it works. After reading or learning something, don't just move on. Close the book. Hide the notes. Then ask yourself, what did I just learn? Can I explain this without looking? Now here's the magic. Try explaining it out loud, like you're teaching it to a 10-year-old. Not just repeating fancy words, but actually making it make sense. That simple act of pulling the information from your memory forces your brain to build stronger neural connections. The more you pull it out, the deeper it sticks. Think of it like this. Reading is downloading. Active recall is installing. And the more you install, the faster your brain can access it when it counts, like in exams, interviews, or real life. So remember, recall beats review every time. Because in the game of studying, it's not about what you looked at. It's about what you can remember without looking. That's real learning. That's brain gains. Step 2, the blur test. You ever think you know something until someone actually asks you and your brain just goes completely blank? That's because recognition isn't the same as recall. Your brain feels like it knows the info when it sees it, but when it has to pull it out from scratch, silence. So here's the fix. Turn your notes into a test. When you're writing or reviewing, try this. Leave blank spaces where the key ideas or terms go, or use a highlighter to blur the answers. Not literally, but just to mark them out of sight. Then come back an hour later, or tomorrow, and try to fill in the blanks from memory. If your brain struggles, that's good. You've just discovered what needs work. If you breeze through it, boom. That knowledge is solid. This is called close deletion, and it's backed by science. It transforms passive notes into powerful active recall tools. Simple trick, massive results. Because the goal isn't to feel smart while reading, it's to actually remember when it counts. Step 3, the 2-day rule. This one's sneaky powerful, and most students don't even know it's happening. If you don't revisit what you learned within 48 hours, your brain starts throwing it out like junk mail. In fact, studies show you'll forget up to 80% of new information if you don't come back to it quickly. Why? Because your brain is constantly deciding what to keep and what to delete. And if it thinks, oh, we're never using this again, boom, gone. So here's the golden rule. If you study something today, you must revisit it tomorrow, even just for 5 to 10 minutes, enough to tell your brain, hey, this matters, keep it. And don't just leave it to chance. Set a calendar reminder. Use flashcards. Create a spaced repetition system. Whatever works for you. Because memory isn't just about how hard you study. It's about when you revisit it. The right moment can double or triple what you retain. So don't let your brain hit the delete button. Revisit, reinforce, remember. Step 4. Make it make sense to you. Don't just copy notes like a robot. Translate them into your own language. Why? Because your brain doesn't remember mechanics. It remembers meaning. If you just write down what the textbook says, you're not really learning and you're just acting as a human photocopier. Instead, flip the script. Make it yours. So instead of writing, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Try something like mitochondria equals the battery that powers the cell's TikTok addiction. Or mitochondria is like the Wi-Fi router. Without it, nothing runs. It doesn't have to be scientifically perfect. It just has to click in your brain. The weirder, funnier, or more personal your analogy is, the stickier it becomes. Because now it's not just a fact. It's your fact. You made it. You own it. You'll remember it. That's how you go from memorizing to mastering. Step 5. Build a ritual, not a routine. Studying isn't just about what you do. It's about how you start. Because the hardest part of studying? Getting into the zone. And top performers know this. That's why they don't just have study routines. They have rituals, not by accident, by design. It might be that one specific song they always play before they open a book, or that one corner of the room that's sacred, no distractions allowed. Or maybe it's setting a specific timer that gets their brain into work mode. Small actions, big effect. Because every time they do that same thing in that same order, they're sending a signal to the brain. It's go time. It's like putting on a uniform before a big game. You're not just casually scrolling through notes. You're stepping into focus mode, with intention, with energy, with purpose. Build your ritual, stick to it, and watch how much easier it becomes to lock in, fast. Step 6. Motivation is a lie. Make it a habit. If you're waiting to feel like studying, you're already behind. Sure, motivation feels great when it hits, but discipline is what actually gets the job done. So here's the trick. Set the bar low. Just study for 10 minutes, that's it. Sounds simple, right? But it's a strategy that works. Once you get started, momentum will kick in. You'll find yourself getting into a groove without even thinking about it. The hardest part is always starting. Once you push past that initial resistance, you'll be amazed at how quickly you settle into focus. Do it anyway, even if it's for just a few minutes, because those small actions build the foundation for bigger results down the road. Look, you don't have to be the smartest. You don't need perfect notes. And you definitely don't need to sacrifice sleep for all-nighters. You just need to study smart. Because the truth is, every second you spend studying the wrong way is time you'll never get back. But every second you apply these methods, you're building a brain that remembers, performs, and adapts. So do your future self a favor and learn how to actually study before it's too late. So now you've got the tools to study smarter, but what if the real battle isn't how, it's the will to begin? If you've ever felt like your dreams are massive but your energy is missing, don't click off. You need to watch this next one. It's a thorough guide to help you achieve all your goals and ambitions. And trust me, it might just be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. Click it now. Don't let your ambition die in silence.